Well, hello and good morning. This morning I'm thinking about truth. And, I'm into computers and I'm into a lot of things electronics. As I've said before in videos, I love electronics and gadgets. I'm just fascinated by the way that things work. I'm fascinated by the way components work and various various electronic components and things, and electricity, the flow of electrons. And I'm just fascinated with these things. But computers have to do a lot with truth. First of all, truth is absolute. There is no this is true for you but not for me, or what's not true for me may be true for you. It's not, the Word of God says this, but we're now living in a day and an age where things have changed and the Bible is outdated, and so we have to change our thinking in this area. That's not true. Truth is truth. It's absolute. It's objective in the object and the person of Jesus Christ. Computers fascinate me because of the languages that are used in a computer and the way that a computer works. The languages used are, the computer languages that someone might use to program a computer, Pascal or Java, JavaScript, C++, whatever it might be that the person sits down to program a computer. They program it in English. Basically, it's not easy to understand at times because there's a certain syntax. It has to be if, then, and, or, different things that happen in a sequence. It has, and there's arrays and there's all sorts of things that you need to understand done in a sequence. And that's fascinating enough to me. But then the computer itself, the operating system, takes those English phrases and the syntax and turns that into binary, which is a series of zeros and ones. 0 being false, 1 being true. And the way that the ones and zeros are set out tell the computer what to do in a certain situation. A 0, in the sense of, a transistor, or a transistor within an IC circuit, the 0 would turn that switch, that circuit off. A 1 would turn that circuit on. And there's these different pathways that the electron has to flow through when the ones and the zeros are present. So that in itself is fascinating because the computer cannot give if it's programmed correctly, it cannot give a false answer. It cannot give a falsity for truth, is what I should say. It's either true or it's false. It's either on or it's off. So that, to me, represents truth, being absolute. Just like mathematics. Mathematics is an absolute science. You can only have one true answer. The other thing that fascinates me about binary is the just the numbers of things that can go on there and the different variations of the zeros and ones and what can be going on. Like I said, the circuits being turned on and off, the switches being turned on and off by those binary numbers. There has to be a certain specific sequence for something to happen in that computer. And that is put there by the programmer, the designer, the one who designed that program, the one who designed the operating system, the software, the program. He is the designer. He is the creator. Just like we have a creator who created us, who created the universe, who did these things and with a variation of different things happening. He brought them together in a certain sequence, and it had to be a certain sequence, just like I've talked before about the Goldilocks zone for planets, how the Earth is in that perfect Goldilocks zone. If it's a little bit too close, much closer to the sun, we wouldn't be here. If it was a little bit farther away from the sun, we wouldn't be here. If we didn't have a moon, we wouldn't be here. We didn't have the gravitational, the gravity that we have, we wouldn't be here. We didn't have the radiation that drawn to the magnetic field. We didn't have the core of the Earth and the magnetic field, we wouldn't be here. All these things have to come together in mathematical sequence for things to happen. That to me proves that there is a designer, a grand designer, a creator. So anyway, I'm just fascinated with these things. I thought I'd share them with you this morning. So that's my thought for this week. I'd love to be able to come up with more thoughts more often, but I don't always hear those things. I just sort of thought of that this morning. So I pray you'd have a blessed day, and this upcoming weekend you'd have a blessed weekend. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.